Hey guys, it's Kason back. It's been a little while since I've done any kind of an update as far as my tiny house and homestead. So I thought I'd share some of the projects I've done this spring with you. The first one, as Katie is demonstrating, is I put a deck off the master bedroom, which is a 8 by 10. I actually moved my wood pile up just for a little privacy from the road, but I added chickens this year. So what I did is the trough that they were raised in, scrubbed and cleaned that out, put 2 pipe fittings in, because I saw on Pinterest where somebody had made a hot tub out of these. So what I'm going to do is put a fire pit off to the left, and then you run copper coil around the fire, and then you run one line up to the bottom, one line up to the top, and as the water heats up, it automatically circulates, pumps the hot water in and draws the cold water out. So I thought that was a pretty neat thing, and able to repurpose the tub because I wasn't sure what exactly I was going to do with it. I ended up pushing back probably another 6 feet this year. Then I moved the dog houses, which really opens up the yard. And if I pan over, you can see the chicken coop. I did some upgrades to the pond as far as filtration and waterfalls. And then that's where the dog houses ended up, in front of the small cabin. So for the pond, 2 biggest things I added, because before the filtration was just a UV sterilizer and the waterfall, which was not enough filtration for this pond whatsoever. The pond's roughly 5,000, a little over 5,000 gallons. So what I did is I did some research, looked on Pinterest, some DIY filter stuff, and ended up repurposing my rain barrel as a filter. So in the bottom of the rain barrel, pipe comes in, your water supply, and it filters up through 3 mesh bags, which are basically laundry mesh bags that you can buy at Target, Walmart, wherever you want, and that's full of fiber fill. And then on top of the filter bags is another layer of more of a coarse filtering material, kind of like what you'd use for like around the air conditioner. And then on top of that is egg crate, and on top of that is lava rock. So I get a nice natural biological filter. And then I basically did the same thing with the stock tank over here. And I ended up upgrading my UV sterilizer to a 36 watt. That's what the green guy is right there. And then either this year or maybe this fall or next year, I'll go ahead and build cedar boxes around them and do some planters and stuff to make them a little more pretty, I guess you could say. Let's see, underneath the blue tarp, I have it's been raining out, so I got it covered, but it's a wicker sofa. And then the 2 biggest builds this year was the chicken coop and covered chicken run. As you can see in the top left, the winds have been a little high up here. We've had quite a few storms this spring, so I got to retar paper it before I get the shingles down. So we have the nesting box, the vent, and then I've been watching some videos, and I believe the gentleman's business is Carolina Coops, which he has some really great videos on how they make chicken coops. So if I go ahead and open this up here, and then I have latch pins just in case. Get this opened up. There we go. Oh, and there's some chickens. Katie, no, stay down. So inside, I still have to insulate it, but I'm doing the deep bed system. So this drawer right here will fold down, and then I'm able to pull all that stuff into the wheelbarrow and put it in my compost pile. One of the things I hated was constantly trying to fix their water dish, because it always, the chickens would always get a poop in it. So I got a 5-gallon bucket, and I got one where the top screws off for filling. And then underneath, I stopped by my local Fleet Farm and picked up poultry nipples, or I call them chicken nipples. So this is how they get their water. It stays nice and clean, and I don't have to worry about filling it up and cleaning it as much. And I actually have the same thing inside the run. Lock this back up. pens. So this side you'll see is kind of bland. I'm going to be putting in I'm going to try to go to Craigslist and find a repurposed window for that. The whole coop, aside from down here, is chicken wire. This is the hardware cloth. So it's all clothed out and then coming out, because you can't see it because it's covered up with a mulch. But there's a predator apron that comes out 2 feet, 2.5 feet, and it's stapled all along the whole side so nothing can dig underneath. What do you think, Katie? And then I have brain fart, egg box, and then a vent up here. So it'll be nice for in the winter time. I'll try and do these. It's been raining out a lot, so these are a little tight. But this will be where I get my eggs. Just pop this open, grab the eggs, close it back up, and not have to worry about it, because chickens don't like, they get kind of nervous if they're coming up above from them, especially if they're laying, because it's predatory. So I went ahead and made the box coming off the side to get the eggs. And these are the 8 chickens. I started off originally with 10. 2 passed away when they were young. But as you can see, I got the same thing. I got the water right there with the nipples. Their feeder. Some sand over there for a dust bath. And then I also have a couple concrete blocks so they can sharpen their beaks. And I originally had done a ladder. Let's see, from here coming straight down. That didn't work out so well. So what I did is basically made a bunch of short little leaps coming up, over, and then back up. They seem to like it. Nighttime, they basically all go right to that corner and pile on top of one another. They haven't figured out that they can actually sleep inside on their perch, but it's alright, nothing's going to get at them. The only thing that can get at them is a bear. Pretty sure a bear can rip this into pieces, but the foxes and wolves and stuff that we have, I'm not too worried about it. And the biggest build this year, I'll step back a little bit, is my garden area, which is, Katie, honestly, chickens, which is 30 feet by 40 feet, raised beds. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 7 4x8 boxes, and I have one 4x4 box that I had just from last year. Go ahead and open the gate up. So now we're inside the garden. I have 7 4x8 boxes that I made out of pine. I didn't want to use treated lumber because there's plants in there. I'm going to be eating it. One 4x4 box for salads. And the rest. I think I probably used officially about 12 yards just to fill this up with mulch. What I ended up doing is I had so much sheetrock left over out front that was in a pile, been sitting there for about 3 years. I finally grabbed that. There wasn't any paint on it, so I broke that up and put that as my base in between everything. And then I went ahead and put landscape fabric over that. Still have some weeds that pop up close back to the other area, but this does flood in the spring, so I'm going to have to go through probably about in this area and put in a drain pipe, some drain tile. It drains it all the way out over to the side. That's pretty much the garden. So guys, that's basically the updates that I had for you so far this spring. Garden, the chicken coop, clearing out, fix the pond, give it some more filtration, the deck, fancy wood pile, and then moving the dog houses over. So fire pit's seen better days, but I'm going to be upgrading that to something different. Might do a little bit of stonework. So yeah, so if you guys have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them down below, and subscribe if you like. I'll try to get some more videos out soon. Next video I'll be working on is updates I did inside the house. Nothing major, just more finishing stuff. So hit the subscribe button, Like it if you like it. And like I said, leave a comment down below with any questions and I'll be happy to answer. That's it.